What is going on, traders, and welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, welcome. I'm glad to have you. On this channel, I go over key levels and catalysts that I'm focusing on, along with a watch list of stock tickers that I may trade. Now in this video, I'm going to be going over my watch list for the trading week of November 13th, 2023. Let's get to it. Alright, first up, the catalyst. On Tuesday, we get the Consumer Price Index or CPI numbers, and on Wednesday, we get the Producer Price Index or PPI. And lastly, even though I didn't see any scheduled speeches from Jerome Powell, the market mover, there will be other Fed officials speaking every day this week. Let's take a look at this week's earnings calendar. Alright, so this week, the majority are small caps reporting again, but there are still a few companies that I am interested in, and those are Home Depot, AST Space Mobile, Target, Cisco, and Walmart. Let's get started with the watch list. Alright, let's get started with the S&P 500 ETF, ticker symbol SPY, and here I have it pulled up on the 4-hour time frame. Now, we had some great movement last week that gave us quite a few opportunities to scalp. One instance was on Friday where we had an inverse head and shoulder formation, which is bullish. Now, if you look at this chart here, this was one shoulder, this was the head, and this is where the other shoulder was forming, and it played out quite nicely. I actually thought we were going to close this weekly imbalance up to 443, but we came up a little short. Now, this week with the SPY sitting around $440.50, in order for me to consider it bullish, it has to stay above 438.50. If it does, then the first level I'm looking for it to test is going to be around 443, and that'll close this weekly imbalance. Now, if it gets above that, I'm looking at $445. But if you look left, we may struggle at this point. But if we can get above 445, the next level I see is around $448.50. Now, on the bearish side, if SPY cannot hold $438.50, then I'm looking for it to drop down to around $433.50. So keep these levels on your watch list, and let's see what happens. Up next is Home Depot, ticker symbol HD, and here I have it pulled up on the weekly time frame. Now, the company reports earnings before the market opens on Tuesday, and right now the stock is sitting around $291.50. Now, looking at this chart here, you can see Home Depot's been stuck in this channel, and that's between $265 and $340. Also, you see this red line right here? This is the 200-week moving average, and over the last month or so, it has also been acting as resistance. So for a bullish side, in order for Home Depot to make a move, it has to break above this 200-week moving average and $300 price level. If it does, then we could see $340 over time. Now, on the bearish side, if Home Depot can't get above 300, then I'm looking for it to drop down to around 265. Now, if it goes lower than 265, I may consider buying calls to ride it right back up. All right, so keep these levels on your watch list, and let's see what happens. Up next is Target, ticker symbol TGT, and here I have it pulled up on the weekly time frame. Now, the company reports earnings before the market opens on Wednesday, and right now the stock is sitting around $108.50. Now, looking at this chart here, you can see Target's been struggling for quite a while. It's been holding a support level, but eventually giving it up. And that level right now is around $105. Now, if you look left here, you can see it has some sort of support going back to August of 2019. So in order for me to consider Target bullish, it has to hold $105. If it does, then the first level I'm looking for it to test is going to be around 115. If it gets above that, 120. If it gets above that, all the way up to around $130. Now, on the bearish side, if Target cannot hold $105, then the first level I'm looking for it to test is going to be around $90. If it can't hold that, the next level is around 78. So keep these levels on your watch list, and let's see what happens. Up next is Meta Platforms, ticker symbol META, and here I have it pulled up on the weekly time frame. Now, I haven't covered this stock in a few weeks, but looking at this chart, you can see the price action has formed a cup and handle, which is a bullish pattern. Now, with Meta sitting around $329, if it can stay above $328, then we can possibly see $353 if we have a bullish week. Now, on the bearish side, if it can't hold $328, then we can see it drop down to around $315 or even $300. So keep these levels on your watch list, and let's see what happens. Alright, so I was interested in playing Walmart or Palo Alto this week, but when I looked at their charts, they are both near all-time highs, so there was really nothing for me to key on those. So instead, the last one we'll look at this week is going to be Tesla, ticker symbol TSLA, and here I have it pulled up on the weekly time frame. Now in my last video, we talked about Tesla holding 206, and if it could, then it could run up to around $220. Well, it did that. It actually got all the way up to around $225 before pulling back and closing around $215. Now with CPI on Tuesday and PPI on Wednesday, we should get some nice movement in this stock. So on the bullish side, if Tesla can get above $220, then I'm looking for it to run up to around $235. Now on the bearish side, if Tesla cannot get above and hold $220, then I'm looking for it to drop down and test around $206 again. So keep these levels on your watch list and let's see what happens. And that is the end of the video. If you find value in the videos that I publish, smash that like button and please consider subscribing to the channel. Also, if you're looking to get started with investing, check out the pinned comment in this video for a link to Webull where you can get up to 12 free stocks for signing up and depositing just 1 cent. Now here's wishing you a prosperous week of trading, and until next week, talk to you later.